Yes.
Come on now, did you come and know where you're coming to? Where you coming to?
Storehouse.
Come on, right there, right there, right there. There I am. Come on, somebody. There I am. Come on now. I'm there. I'm there. Hello, world. I'm there. I'm there. Hello, world. Welcome to the storehouse. Still here? Hallelujah, because I'm still going in the wind. Watch it now. Isaiah 60, the blessing of promise. Let's go. Today is the 14th, so you know I can't lay down. Amen. And act like I can't preach because it don't act like I got people acting like they ain't going with me. I'm preaching anyhow because it's the 14th. And I told you that he told me last Sunday, and I let you know it for the first time, although I've known it for years, that in the 14th year, I'm going to set you free. So everything around 14 got my name on it. I don't hear nobody. Because I'm running. The Bible said the sons also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee. They already started coming as early as Monday. I don't hear nobody. And all they that despise thee shall bow themselves down at the soles of thy feet. And they shall, I had to get that one out, call thee the city of the Lord, the Zion of the Holy One of Israel. Now you have to keep in mind about that city. Amen. So I ain't gonna mess with that right now. So let me run. Come on now. Hallelujah. Let me run. Let me run. Because I got to get out of here. And I got to send the word of light. Son, when I'm at my last one, you got to put your hand up so I can run. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. So watch it now. I got to send the word of light around the world. Hallelujah. I need those that are bold to do it, because they're going to want to know who is this woman that is sending word like this around the world. I got to do a special one right now and help around the world. Can I do it? I'm going. I am. So watch it now, because he said also to me, he said, tell them, and I've got to do it. Look at somebody and say, I've got to do it. And this was, I was minding my own business. I was getting happy, beautifying in my concordance. It is old, very, very old, and so it's starting to get rigid around the wayside. And so I had to beautify it if it was going to look good in my room. I like things of old. Come on, somebody. I like antiques. Like my daddy had all kind of antique cars. I'm still waiting to get me an antique car. Hopefully it will be a Mustang. I don't hear nobody. Red and white. Come on now. That's my dream car, called a classic, when they was making it way back in the day. I don't hear nobody. Hallelujah. I'm longing for somebody to say, or pass by somebody. And I'm like, oh, there it is. I don't hear nobody. But I always wanted that for my first classical car. I love classical things, right? So I beautified my concordance, got it all in, where it can sit right on my stand in my room. Y'all don't hear me? And while I'm minding my own business, he says to me, somebody said, God, start speaking.
God starts speaking.
He started speaking, and he said it like this. He said that I am to say, and I hope I get somebody to do it with me. He said, tell them. I said, Lord, this is out there. He said, somebody told him.
Somebody told him.
I hope I get somebody just as bold as I am. He said, tell them somebody told him mega churches is in trouble.
Jesus.
Well, they ain't gonna hear this, Lord. Come on now.
Yes.
He said somebody told him that mega churches are in trouble. I don't hear nobody. And look at this, because I'm coming. Look at somebody said word of light.
Word of light.
If you didn't know what it was, when I tell you that we get out of the community and we distribute the word of light, look at somebody and say, you're about to receive it right now. Let's watch it now, because he said to me, he said, tell them it is not the enemy.
It is not the enemy.
Tell them it is not the enemy. Come on now. That's trying to stop them. Y'all don't hear hear me. Look at somebody said it's not the enemy. This is not the enemy. Because soon as, we run into certain things in the church, we want to blame where? We want to blame who? We want to blame the devil. I don't hear nobody. Come on now. We want to give it to the devil. And the devil like, I ain't got nothing to do with that one. It's between you and your God. I told y'all about that before. Y'all don't hear me. And you can find that out in Isaiah 42. I don't hear nobody. And so I begin to listen to God. Y'all don't hear me. And he began to say to me, he said, tell them, first of all, it's not the enemy. Hope I can get this across, Father, loud and clear. That it is not the enemy that wants to stop them. Y'all don't hear me. And watch it now. Look at it. I'm bold to say this. Tell somebody it's God.
It's God.
Oh, it's God. It's God. It's God. I know folks don't want to hear it because they don't believe God can try to get your attention like this. But tell somebody, he told me in the word that judgment begin in the house of God. Come on now. And that's not the enemy trying to be bold to walk up in here and try to do God's work. Tell somebody it's not going to happen. It's God. Just tell somebody it's God.
It's God.
I know nobody want to hear it, Father. They don't want to hear it. And he told me, he said, and I'm getting ready to get up out of here because this is just a word of life. Come on now. And hopefully then when the right one get it, they go bing. I don't hear nobody. And they will come running. Y'all don't hear me. And they will humble themselves again and say, God, it is not me. I don't care how big. He said, tell them what I told you. And it floored me and made me cry. He said, I don't care how big you get. Come on now. He said, stay humble. Come on, somebody. And when folks hear that word called servant, they won't go deep enough in that word to find out when they was having problems, disputing one another and trying to ask the master who is the greatest. Come on, somebody. They'll find out what came out of all of that. I don't hear nobody. And tell somebody God needs to find a humble servant again. I don't hear nobody. Oh, I'm coming. Tell somebody I'm coming. I don't care how big you get. I don't care how big you get. It is not you to do it. Y'all don't hear me. If God don't give to us daily, y'all don't hear me, we would die. I don't hear nobody. I'm coming. He said it, put it like this. He said, tell them and I am Father. Hope you be pleased because I'm going to praise you when it's all over with. He said, look, he said, it is not a mega church he is looking for. Oh God, help me, Jesus. You won't find nigger nowhere in the Bible. I don't hear nobody. I don't know why folks don't think I'm going to tell the truth. Come on now. And I've been doing this, somebody say, for 14 years. Come on now. And I'm going to keep telling the truth till our church come up to where God really is. And tell somebody that is the Spirit. I don't hear nobody. Hallelujah. Look at somebody say, he coming, he coming, he coming. Now watch it now because I got to get through this. And so he said, it's not a mega church that I'm looking for. He said, I am looking for, y'all will know what he's looking for. He said, it is the greater church. It's the one that do the greater work. I don't hear nobody. Tell somebody that's the one he's looking for. And he told me, he said, and this is not part of my message, but he is being lifted. Can I do it? Because he said to me, he said, it doesn't have anything to do with the size. Come on now. So it can't be about mega, neither is the greater. Come on now. The greater has to do with the work, not the size. I don't hear nobody. And we can have a big old flock, ain't hurt nobody here. I'm just trying to somebody say, get the truth out. And tell somebody it's free. Come on now. Because that's all God want to do is set up people free. I don't hear nobody. And sometimes the truth, come on now, the world says it hurts. But the word of the Lord tells me that the truth will make you free. I can't hear nobody. So he said, it's not the size that I'm looking for. He said, it is, somebody say the work.
The word.
It's the greater work. I don't hear nobody. For he put it to me like this, and I'm getting ready to come in here with us. And I want to tell you that this is another thing that he says. And I wrote this down, and I'm going to slow down to say this to you and hope you understand. Is that all right? Because watch it now, because he said, God just trying to get his power. Come on now.
Yes.
Don't get mad. He is just trying to get his power. Somebody say back in the church. I'm supposed to go and get mad again. Tell me the power's already here. Hold on. Just hold on a little second and I'm going to bring the power to you. Is that all right? He said, look, he said, he's trying to get the church back to his power. And then watch it now. He said it doesn't matter if it's small or big. Y'all hear me? Because it's not the mega he's looking for, and it's not the greater just because of the size. It is the works. Come on, somebody. That the works that I do, you do also, but then greater works. Is that all? Is that all right? miracle, come on now, kind of work can cast out a demon. Come on, somebody. Demons are taking about shaman your son. Demons are demons are taking over our children. Demons are taking over our ministry. They are racking our minds. Come on, somebody. They got us all confused. Y'all hear me? And you know what I'm about to do? I'm about to back up out of that thing. Come on, somebody. Because all of us cannot be walking in a place called confusion.
Amen. Thank you, God.
What matters, and I'm done with this when this is the word of life, I'm done.
Jesus.
What matters, somebody say, is the power.
It's the power.
It's not the size.
Not the size.
Hallelujah. Because see, folks will put God down.
Yes.
You know what they do, and I gotta go get him. Somebody say from last Sunday. I gotta go get him because he said, and I'm moving further. God, I hope your will be done. I had to say it precisely. Y'all gotta understand that. No, I have problems reading notes because once I'm going, I'm going. I don't hear nobody. But may you receive that when somebody say aloud and loud and clear. I don't hear nobody. That God is looking for the greater work now. Come on, somebody. He's looking for the blind eyes to be open. He's looking for the lame to walk. Come on, somebody. He's looking for the dumb to talk. He's looking for cancer to dry up. Come on, somebody. Not to keep claiming all these lives. Come on, somebody. But he's looking, come on now, for a deliverer. Help us, Jesus.
Thank you, God.
So watch it now. Because today, a few more minutes, I'm out of here.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. You
Thank
push
you,
me.
God. Yes, Lord.
Tell somebody I'll be done quickly and swiftly.
Swiftly.
Watch it now, because see, he puts it like this. He said, and I'm doing it, Father, maybe go back there, grab it from the seventh. Come on now, let's complete this thing. Tell somebody complete it. Get it done. Finish the work. I don't hear nobody. He said, because you got to go, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to get him because we can no longer allow him, somebody said, or the people of God, or the churches of God, y'all don't hear me, to keep putting him in the box. I don't hear nobody. Did I go get him last Sunday? Did we try to go get him last Sunday? Did we do all right getting him out the box? Because he's going to do it again, because he said you can't treat him like he's a jack in the box. That box up only when you wind him up. I don't hear nobody. Hallelujah. He is not a God that's dead. He is not operable just on an Easter Sunday. Y'all don't hear me. He's not just operable on a Sunday. I don't hear nobody. Or on a Friday. Every day of the week he walks with me. He talks with me. Come on, somebody. He moves. He exists. He lives. Come on, somebody. On the inside of me. Come on, somebody. Oh, yes, he do. Oh, yes, he do. If he wasn't alive, I could not do what I'm doing. Get him out of the box. Yes, Lord. Hallelujah. Take me off the shelf. Put me before him. Display who I am. Come on, somebody. And let the world know that he's alive. All right, we here now. Look at somebody say we here now. Because watch it now, because if we can get completely through this today, and we will. I told you that some of you, I will leave you locked up because you won't get past that word. And some of you will let me go, somebody say, to the next level. And the next level is setting up people free. And I told you, God don't let you go through all the things you go through for you to stay in bondage. He didn't allow the children of Israel to stay in Egypt. I don't hear nobody. All those years to come out and act like they still in bondage. But I found out that the watch
You
it.
gotta go there for a few more minutes.
Because if I don't continue to lift him,
Jesus.
then age will go on a rampage.
Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Amaya.
My God.
Jesus.
Homosexuality will go higher than it's ever been. I don't hear nobody. The enemy will try to continue to destroy our families. Come on now. He will do all the things that he can do to try to stop the word of God from existing. I don't hear nobody. So God's got to do some things that's not normal. Come on, somebody. Some things that folks can't say is ordinary. Y'all don't hear me. But he's got to do some peculiar things. Come on now. He's got to do some strange things. Come on now. That will get the attention of people to realize that there is a living, y'all don't hear me, a living God. And it's a terrible thing to fall into the hands, y'all don't hear me, of a living God.
Yes, Lord.
Now if I don't get this whole church standing in the next minute, I'm going to put my mic there. Look at somebody say, I'm going to put it there. Because I ain't playing.
Jesus.
Now watch it now. Look at somebody say, hush your
Thank you,
mouth.
God. Hush your mouth.
He said it right there. He said, hush your
Hush
mouth.
your mouth.
Good God Almighty. Somebody said, hush your mouth.
Hush your mouth.
Because he ain't playing.
Higher.
Now